My dear brothers and sisters, when Allah chooses to raise you, He does not always send a crowd to support you. Sometimes He removes the crowd, quiets the noise, and places you on a road where only your faith can walk with you. At first, it feels lonely. You wonder why certain people changed, why support disappeared, and why your heart had to carry so much in silence. But what you call loneliness may be Allah's training ground. He is teaching you to stop chasing approval, stop depending on weak hands, and start standing with a heart that trusts Him completely. Walk alone if you must, but do not walk broken. Allah is building you there. The road becomes empty when Allah wants your heart fully awake. Sometimes Allah allows the road around you to become empty, not because He wants to hurt you, but because He wants to wake up something inside you that has been sleeping for too long. When life is full of people, noise, opinions, attention, and constant attachment, the heart can become distracted without even realizing it. You may begin to depend on people more than you depend on Allah. You may begin to measure your worth by who stays, who calls, who supports you, who praises you, and who makes you feel important. And slowly, without noticing, your heart becomes tied to creation in a way that weakens your connection with the Creator. So Allah, out of His mercy, may remove some of that noise. He may allow certain people to become distant. He may allow some doors to close. He may allow support to disappear from places you expected it most. At first it feels confusing. You may ask yourself, why is this happening? Why did they change? Why am I carrying this alone? Why does it feel like no one truly understands me? But sometimes the loneliness you are feeling is not a punishment. It is a purification. It is Allah gently pulling your heart away from unhealthy dependence and bringing it back to Him. There are truths your heart cannot hear when everyone is speaking. There are lessons you cannot understand while you are busy chasing approval. There are weaknesses you cannot correct while you are surrounded by people who keep distracting you from your own growth. That is why some seasons become quiet. Allah may place you in silence so you can finally hear what your soul has been trying to tell you. Maybe your heart was tired from trying to please everyone. Maybe you were forcing relationships that were draining your peace. Maybe you were asking people to give you what only Allah can give: security, direction, comfort, and true belonging. When the road becomes empty, it reveals what was really carrying you. Was it your faith, or was it people's attention? Was it your trust in Allah, or was it the approval of others? Was it your sincerity, or was it the desire to be seen? These questions are not meant to break you. They are meant to rebuild you. Allah sometimes removes the crowd so that you stop performing strength and start developing real strength. He removes the applause so that your intention becomes clean. He removes the easy support so that you learn how to stand with Allah when no one else is standing beside you. And understand this clearly: walking alone does not mean you are abandoned. In fact, some of the most important journeys of the heart begin when people are no longer close enough to distract you. When you are alone, you begin to notice your habits, you begin to see your fears, you begin to recognize where your heart was attached too deeply. You begin to understand which parts of you still need healing, patience, discipline, and faith. That empty road becomes a mirror. It shows you what you were avoiding. It shows you what Allah wants you to strengthen. Do not panic when Allah makes your circle smaller. Do not think your value has decreased because fewer people are around you. A smaller circle can be a blessing if it brings you closer to Allah. A quiet season can be merciful if it saves your heart from people who are only feeding your weakness. Sometimes Allah removes the wrong voices so the right guidance can finally reach you. Sometimes He removes the comfort you depended on so you can discover a deeper comfort in prayer, in patience, and in trusting His plan. So when you find yourself walking on a road that feels empty, do not fill it quickly with the wrong people just because you are afraid of silence. Do not run back to what Allah is trying to free you from. Sit with the lesson. Listen to what Allah is teaching you. Ask yourself, what is He showing me about my heart? What attachment is He healing? What strength is He building? What part of my character is He awakening? The road becomes empty when Allah wants your heart fully awake. He wants you to stop sleeping through your own life. He wants you to stop living only for people's reactions. He wants you to remember that your peace does not come from being surrounded. It comes from being connected to Him. So walk this road with dignity. Walk it with patience. Walk it with tawakkul. The people may not understand your season, but Allah understands it completely. And if Allah is using this lonely path to awaken your heart, then this is not the end of you. This is the beginning of a stronger, wiser, and more faithful version of you. Loneliness is not rejection, it is spiritual training. Sometimes when you feel alone, your heart begins to think, maybe I have been rejected. Maybe people have forgotten me. Maybe I am not important anymore. Maybe something is wrong with me because the ones I expected to stay are no longer beside me. But understand this clearly. Every quiet season is not rejection. Sometimes it is training. Sometimes Allah allows you to be away from the noise because He is building a strength inside you that cannot be built in comfort, attention, or constant company. Loneliness can be painful because the heart was created to feel, to love, to connect, and to belong. So when people become distant, when messages stop, when support disappears, and when you have to carry your thoughts alone, it can feel heavy. But the believer must learn to look deeper. Not every empty space in your life is a sign that Allah is taking from you. Sometimes that empty space is where Allah is preparing to place something better. Sometimes He clears the heart before He fills it with stronger faith, better understanding, and a deeper relationship with Him. The lonely season teaches you things that crowded seasons cannot teach. When everyone is around you, it is easy to feel strong. It is easy to smile. It is easy to believe you are patient. But when no one is clapping for you, no one is checking on you, no one is encouraging you, and you still choose to do the right thing, that is when your real character begins to appear. That is when Allah shows you the difference between borrowed strength and real strength. Borrowed strength depends on people. Real strength depends on Allah. There are people who only worship Allah with comfort. When life is easy, they are grateful. When people support them, they feel close to Allah. When everything is going according to plan, they say they trust Him. But when Allah places them in a season of silence, when He delays what they want, when He removes what they were attached to, then the truth of the heart begins to show. This is not to shame you, this is to refine you. Allah already knows what is in your heart, but sometimes He allows you to see it so you can grow from it. Loneliness trains patience because it teaches you not to rush into the wrong doors just to escape being alone. Many people make bad decisions because they cannot sit with silence. They return to toxic people, accept disrespect, chase attention, or lower their standards because loneliness feels too difficult. But when Allah is training you, He teaches you to wait with dignity. He teaches you that being alone with faith is better than being surrounded by people who pull you away from peace. He teaches you that not every companion is a blessing and not every separation is a loss. Loneliness also trains courage. It takes courage to keep walking when nobody understands your journey. It takes courage to keep praying when your answer has not arrived yet. It takes courage to remain kind when you feel forgotten. It takes courage to trust Allah when you cannot explain what He is doing. This kind of courage does not come from noise. It is born in quiet places. It grows when you keep showing up even with a tired heart. It grows when you refuse to give up just because people are no longer standing with you. And most importantly, loneliness trains faith. It reminds you that people are limited. They can love you, but they cannot carry your soul. They can advise you, but they cannot control your destiny. They can walk with you for a while, but they cannot replace Allah in your heart. Sometimes Allah allows you to feel the weakness of human support so you can return to the strength of divine support. He allows you to feel what people cannot do so you can remember what only He can do. Do not let loneliness make you bitter. Do not let it make you cold. Do not let it convince you that you are unwanted. A lonely season can either harden your heart or awaken it. The choice is how you respond. Use that season to speak to Allah more. Use it to correct yourself quietly. Use it to build discipline. Use it to remove bad habits. Use it to understand your worth without needing constant validation. Use it to become someone who is not easily shaken by people's absence. When Allah trains you in loneliness, He is not destroying you. He is strengthening the parts of you that were too dependent, too fearful, too attached, or too easily broken by people. He is teaching you how to stand with faith when the world feels quiet. He is teaching you that your value does not decrease when people leave. He is teaching you that your future is not cancelled because someone did not stay. So if you are in a lonely season, do not call it rejection too quickly. Call it preparation, call it purification, call it spiritual training. Allah may be building patience in your heart, courage in your steps, and stronger faith in your soul. And one day, when you look back, you may realize that the season you thought was breaking you was actually the season Allah used to build you. Stop holding people Allah is teaching you to release. Sometimes the hardest part of walking alone is not the silence. It is the attachment. It is the pain of accepting that someone you cared about may not be meant to continue with you. You keep remembering how things used to be. You keep asking why they changed, why they became distant, why they stopped showing the same love, why the connection that once felt strong now feels heavy. But sometimes Allah allows people to leave your life because He is protecting your future from the wrong attachments. Not every person who enters your life is meant to stay until the end. Some people are part of your lesson, not your destination. Some people come to show you what you need to heal. Some people reveal where your heart became too dependent. Some people expose the parts of you that were seeking love, approval, or security from the wrong place. And when their role is complete, Allah may create distance, not to punish you, but to save you from holding on to something that could damage the version of you He is building. The heart does not always understand this immediately. When someone leaves, you may feel rejected. You may feel like you were not enough. You may begin blaming yourself for everything, but be careful. Do not turn every separation into a judgment against your worth. Sometimes people leave because Allah knows what you do not know. He knows the hidden intentions, the unseen harm, the future pain, and the direction that relationship would have taken you. You are looking at the memories, but Allah sees the whole path. There are attachments that look beautiful in the beginning, but slowly weaken your peace. You start waiting for one message to feel okay. You start changing yourself to keep someone close. You start ignoring disrespect because you are afraid of losing them. You start making excuses for behavior that hurts your heart. You start giving more than you can afford emotionally. And without realizing it, your heart becomes trapped. So Allah, in His mercy, may loosen that bond before it becomes a chain. When Allah is teaching you to release someone, do not keep fighting His protection. Do not keep running back to a door that He is closing for your own safety. Do not keep begging for a place in someone's life when Allah is trying to raise your dignity. There is a difference between patience and self-destruction. Patience means you trust Allah while doing what is right. Self-destruction means you keep accepting pain because you are afraid to let go. Islam teaches us mercy, forgiveness, and kindness, but it does not teach us to lose ourselves in people who repeatedly damage our heart. Sometimes the person you are trying so hard to keep is the very person Allah is trying to free you from. You may think, I cannot live without them, but Allah may be showing you you were living too much through them. You may think, they were my peace, but Allah may be showing you that true peace cannot depend on someone who can change overnight. You may think, they were my future, but Allah may be preparing a future that is cleaner, safer, and better than what you were trying to force. Letting go does not mean you hate them. It does not mean you wish bad for them. It does not mean you deny the good moments. It simply means you trust Allah more than your attachment. It means you stop holding what keeps hurting you. It means you allow your heart to heal without constantly reopening the wound. It means you accept that some people can be forgiven from a distance. You can pray for someone and still not return to the same place that broke you. This is where real strength begins. Not when you become cold, but when you become wise. Not when you stop caring, but when you stop chasing. Not when you close your heart completely, but when you learn to guard it properly. A believer's heart should remain soft, but it should not be careless. Your kindness is precious. Your time is precious. Your emotional energy is precious. Do not keep giving it to people. Allah is clearly teaching you to release. So if someone has walked away, or if Allah has created distance between you and them, pause before you panic. Ask yourself, was this person bringing me closer to Allah or further away? Was this connection giving me peace or confusion? Was I becoming stronger, or was I slowly losing myself? Sometimes these questions reveal the mercy hidden inside the separation. Walk alone if Allah is clearing your path. Do not fear the empty space they left behind. That space may become the place where Allah restores your self-respect, your peace, your focus, and your faith. The one who left did not take your destiny with them. What Allah has written for you is still coming. Stop holding people Allah is teaching you to release, because sometimes the hand you are trying to keep is the hand Allah is saving you from. When no one supports you, Allah teaches you inner strength. There are seasons in life when you look around and realize that the support you expected is not there. The people you thought would stand with you become silent. The ones you helped may not help you back. The ones who promised to understand may suddenly act like they do not see your struggle. And in that moment, the heart can feel very heavy. You may ask, why am I always the one carrying everything? Why do I have to be strong when I also need someone to lean on? Why does it feel like I am walking through this alone? But sometimes Allah allows human support to become weak so you can discover the strength He placed inside you. If everyone always carried you, you may never learn how much Allah has already given you. If every door opened easily, you may never develop patience. If everyone kept praising you, you may never learn sincerity. If people always came to rescue you, you may never realize that Allah has been your real helper from the beginning. This does not mean support is bad. Good people are a blessing. A kind friend, a caring family member, a sincere companion, these are gifts from Allah. But when your heart begins to depend on people more than it depends on Allah, that is when weakness enters. You start needing approval before you take a step. You start waiting for encouragement before you obey Allah. You start doubting yourself when people do not clap. You start feeling worthless when someone does not recognize your effort. So Allah may place you in a season where applause becomes quiet, not to humiliate you, but to free you. Inner strength is not built when everyone agrees with you. It is built when you do what is right, even when no one understands. It is built when you keep your character clean even when people misunderstand your silence. It is built when you continue praying, working, healing, and improving without needing the world to notice. This is the strength Allah teaches you on the lonely road, a strength that does not beg for attention, a strength that does not chase people who keep walking away, a strength that does not collapse every time someone changes their behavior. Many people spend their lives asking others to validate what Allah has already placed within them. They want someone to tell them they are enough. They want someone to confirm their worth. They want someone to make them feel secure. But no human being can give your soul what only Allah can give. People can encourage you, but they cannot become your foundation. People can walk with you, but they cannot become your source. When your foundation is people, your peace rises and falls with their moods. When your foundation is Allah, you can be hurt, but you will not be destroyed. So when no one supports you, do not immediately think Allah has forgotten you. Maybe He is teaching you how to stand. Maybe He is removing your dependence on weak shoulders, so you learn to lean on the one who never fails. Maybe He is showing you that you are stronger than the fear that keeps telling you you cannot do this alone. Maybe He is training you to walk with dignity, not desperation. There is a big difference between asking for help and begging for worth. Asking for help is human. Begging people to value you is harmful. A believer can be humble without being helpless. A believer can love people without chasing them. A believer can accept support without becoming addicted to approval. This is the balance Allah teaches you. Stand with a soft heart, but do not stand with a weak identity. Love people, but do not lose yourself trying to keep them. Be kind, but do not make people the owners of your peace. When Allah teaches you inner strength, He may allow you to face moments where no one sees your effort. You wake up tired, but you still continue. You feel discouraged, but you still pray. You feel misunderstood, but you still guard your tongue. You feel hurt, but you still refuse to become bitter. These small victories may be hidden from people, but they are not hidden from Allah. Every quiet act of patience is seen. Every tear you wipe away is known. Every step you take while your heart is heavy is recorded by the one who understands you completely. This is how you rise stronger, not by becoming hard, not by pretending nothing hurts, not by cutting everyone off with anger. You rise stronger by becoming more connected to Allah than to people's reactions. You rise stronger when you stop needing constant permission to grow. You rise stronger when you understand that loneliness did not come to weaken you. It came to teach you where your real strength comes from. So if you are in a season where support feels absent, keep walking. Do not beg for people to see what Allah already sees. Do not chase those who only remember you when they need you. Do not shrink your purpose because someone failed to appreciate your effort. Allah may be building a version of you that no longer breaks when people leave, no longer bends for approval, and no longer needs applause to remain faithful. When no one supports you, Allah is not leaving you empty. He is teaching you inner strength. He is teaching you to stand without begging, to move without chasing, and to trust Him without needing everyone to understand your journey. And the day you finally rise from this season, you will realize that the support you lost was not the end of you. It was the beginning of the strength Allah wanted you to find. Walk alone without anger, because Allah is still with you. When Allah places you on a road where you have to walk alone, one of the greatest tests is not only loneliness, it is what loneliness does to your heart. Some people become angry, some become cold, some begin to blame everyone. Some say, I will never trust again, I will never care again, I will never let anyone close again. But be careful. Do not allow a lonely season to turn your soft heart into a bitter heart. Allah may be using this season to deepen your tawakkul, not to make you harsh. Yes, it hurts when people disappoint you. It hurts when those you expected to understand become the ones who misunderstand you. It hurts when you were there for others, but when your own heart needed support, many people were missing. That pain is real. Islam does not ask you to pretend that pain does not exist. But Islam teaches you not to let pain become poison. You can feel hurt without becoming hateful. You can step away without carrying revenge. You can protect your peace without destroying the softness Allah placed inside you. Walking alone with anger is heavy. Every step becomes filled with resentment. You keep replaying what they said, what they did, how they left, how they failed you, how they ignored your struggle. And the more you replay it, the more your heart becomes trapped in the past. But walking alone with tawakkul is different. Tawakkul says, Ya Allah, I do not understand everything, but I trust you. I cannot control people, but I know you control my life. I cannot force anyone to stay, but I know whoever you write for me will not miss me. I cannot change what happened, but I believe you can bring good from it. This is the difference between bitterness and faith. Bitterness keeps asking, why did they do this to me? Faith begins asking, what is Allah teaching me through this? Bitterness makes you stare at the people who left. Faith makes you look toward the one who never leaves. Bitterness makes your heart smaller. Tawakkul makes your heart stronger. Bitterness tells you that your story is ruined. Tawakkul reminds you that Allah can rebuild your life in a way you never imagined. Do not let loneliness make you punish people who never hurt you. Sometimes a person is hurt by one group of people, and then they carry that pain into every new relationship, every new friendship, every new opportunity. They become suspicious of everyone. They push away sincere people because someone insincere hurt them before. They stop smiling because someone once made them cry. They stop giving because someone once took advantage of them. But the believer must be wiser than this. Learn from pain, but do not become controlled by pain. Allah did not create your heart so it could be locked forever because of what someone did. He created your heart to know Him, to worship Him, to love what is good, to forgive where forgiveness is possible, and to walk with mercy and dignity. Guard your heart, yes. Set boundaries, yes. Leave what harms you, yes. But do not let bitterness sit inside you like a hidden disease, because bitterness does not always hurt the people who caused it. Often, it hurts you. It steals your peace, your worship, your focus, your sleep, and your ability to see Allah's blessing. When you walk alone, keep your tongue clean. Do not make your loneliness a reason to expose people, insult people, or speak with cruelty. If someone hurt you, give your pain to Allah before you give your anger to the world. Make dua for healing. Ask Allah to remove resentment from your heart. Ask Him to give you justice in the way He knows is best. Ask Him to replace your pain with wisdom. A believer does not need to become loud to be strong. Sometimes the strongest person is the one who is hurt deeply, but still refuses to become unjust. Remember, Allah is still with you. Even when people do not check on you, Allah knows your condition. Even when no one understands why you are quiet, Allah knows what you are carrying. Even when others judge your distance, Allah knows the wounds you are trying to heal. You are not unseen. You are not unheard. You are not walking through this season without help. The help of Allah is not always in the form of people. Sometimes His help is the calm He places in your chest after a long night. Sometimes it is the strength to get up again. Sometimes it is the wisdom to stop chasing. Sometimes it is the courage to move forward without anger. So walk alone if Allah has chosen that path for you right now, but do not walk with a heart full of hatred. Walk with sabr. Walk with dignity. Walk with tawakkul. Let your loneliness bring you closer to prayer, not closer to bitterness. Let it teach you dependence on Allah, not disappointment with life. Let it make you more mature, more sincere, more patient, and more aware of who truly deserves access to your heart. One day, you may look back and realize that Allah was not only removing people from your path, He was removing anger from your heart. He was teaching you to rise without revenge, to heal without hatred, and to move forward without needing everyone to apologize. That is strength, that is faith, that is tawakkul. Walk alone without anger, because Allah is still with you, and when Allah is with you, no road is truly empty. Rise stronger. Your quiet season is preparing your next victory. There comes a moment when you begin to understand that the quiet season is not empty. It was full of lessons, full of protection, full of hidden mercy, and full of preparation. At first, you may only see what you lost. You may only feel the distance, the silence, the people who disappeared, the doors that closed, and the dreams that seemed delayed. But when Allah is preparing your next victory, He does not always begin by giving you more. Sometimes He begins by removing what was weakening you. Your quiet season may feel slow, but Allah is never slow in wisdom. He knows exactly when to open the next door. He knows exactly when your heart is ready. He knows exactly which people can walk with you and which people would only pull you back into old pain. So do not look at this season and say, nothing is happening. Something is happening inside you. Allah is building patience where there used to be panic. He is building self-respect where there used to be chasing. He is building tawakkul where there used to be fear. He is building a stronger believer where there used to be a wounded heart. Sometimes Allah hides you before He raises you. He places you away from the crowd, away from the noise, away from the eyes of people, so He can work on your heart privately. Not every growth needs to be seen. Not every healing needs to be announced. Not every change needs witnesses. The seed grows underground before anyone sees the fruit. In the same way, Allah may be growing something in you that people cannot recognize yet. They may think you are alone, but Allah knows you are being prepared. And this is why your old circle may not understand the new version of you. They may not understand why you no longer chase the same things. They may not understand why you became quieter, calmer, more careful, more focused, and more connected to Allah. They may think you changed, but the truth is, Allah was refining you. He was removing the need to impress people. He was removing the fear of being misunderstood. He was removing the weakness that made you depend on those who could not even protect their own peace. Your next victory may not only be something outside you, it may not only be a new door, a new opportunity, a new relationship, or a new blessing. Sometimes, the greatest victory is becoming someone who no longer breaks the way you used to break. Someone who can be disappointed but still remain faithful. Someone who can be alone but still remain peaceful. Someone who can lose people but not lose themselves. Someone who can walk through silence and still say, Allah is with me, and that is enough. Do not underestimate what Allah is doing in this quiet chapter. The world often celebrates visible success, but Allah also sees hidden growth. He sees the prayer you made when no one knew your pain. He sees the restraint you showed when you could have reacted badly. He sees the tears you wiped away before anyone entered the room. He sees the effort you made to keep your heart clean when bitterness was easy. These silent victories matter. They are part of the strength He is building within you. So rise stronger, but rise with humility. Do not rise to prove people wrong. Rise to become pleasing to Allah. Do not heal just so others can regret losing you. Heal because your soul deserves peace. Do not become successful just to make your old circle feel small. Become better because Allah gave you another chance to grow. The believer does not turn pain into arrogance. The believer turns pain into wisdom, patience, discipline, and deeper faith. Your quiet season is not a grave for your dreams. It is a workshop for your character. It is where Allah teaches you what to carry, what to release, who to trust, how to wait, and how to walk without losing your dignity. The loneliness that once felt like punishment may become the reason you finally discovered your strength. The silence that once frightened you may become the place where your heart learned to hear Allah's guidance more clearly. So keep walking, keep praying, keep improving, keep guarding your heart. Do not rush out of the season Allah is using to build you. When the time is right, He can open a door no person can close. He can replace what broke you with what heals you. He can bring people into your life who understand the version of you that pain helped create. He can raise you in a way that makes you realize every lonely step has meaning. Rise stronger, because this is not the end of your story. Allah may be building a version of you that your old circle would never understand, but your future will need. Walk alone if you must, but walk with faith. The quiet season is preparing your next victory, and when Allah prepares you, nothing you lost can stop what He has written for you. So if Allah has placed you on a road where you feel alone, do not see it as the end. See it as a sign that He is shaping you for something greater. Some paths must be walked in silence because not everyone can understand what Allah is building inside you. Keep your heart clean, keep your faith strong, and keep moving with trust. You are not walking alone. Allah sees every tear, every effort, and every quiet struggle. Walk alone if you must, but rise stronger with Allah.